you can be a great father, but not a great husband. You can be a great mother, but not a great wife. Have we asked ourselves that why do marriages fall apart these days? Have you ever asked yourself that? Let's find out. My name is Madam Amor, aka Madam No Nonsense, aka Madam God, aka Madam For Real. Thank you for joining me on May Amor Talk Show today. Now, I want to say a big thank you to those of you that are subscribing to our YouTube channel. I want to say a big thank you for you all that are leaving comment. I really do appreciate it. And for those of you that are following us on Facebook, I say a big thank you. And for those who doesn't know this show, it's called May Amor Talk Show. And our Facebook handle is May Amor Talk Show, and our Instagram is May Amor Talk Show on Instagram. Thank you all for joining us today. Today we're going to be discussing about something very, very sensitive. Have you not wondered that a couple of these days don't have time for themselves? When you ask a couple that, why aren't you guys making time for each other? The next thing you hear them say is, who's going to pay the bills? So it's all about the bills. Now, we don't put all these things into consideration. After all, when we start heading towards the process of divorce, that is when we start asking ourselves, how did we get here? Now, these days, you see couples, a husband and a wife. The man goes to work in the morning. The woman tends to do night shift because she says, oh, I want to come back home in the morning to be able to make sure the kids go to school. Now, how many times do you do night shift in a fortnight? I know of some people who have done night shift for over 15 years. That's what they've done. So you get to see that their marriages have issues in the sense that they start pulling aside. The man doesn't know the woman anymore. The woman doesn't know the man anymore. So the question I'll ask you, my viewers, is that bill so important than the marriage that we are all looking? You know that the period of the time you spend together in your marriage really matters. Now, when both of you get used to the fact that this does morning shift and this does night shift, you don't meet each other at the right time, you spend that more time working to earn that money for living, at the end of the day, you start drifting apart. Now, you don't have what we call emotional connections. You don't have what we call physical connections. So when you don't have emotional connections and physical connections, in a union you call marriage, how do you expect this to last? Now, let's be realistic with each other. We are human beings. We have emotions. We've got blood running in our veins. So if you have a wife who you don't spend quality time with, who you don't take out, you don't kiss her, you don't tell her you love her all the time. And unfortunately for you, she goes out and sees this lovely person who starts telling her that I love you, I care about you, you're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Even though that could be a lie, it's easy for your wife to fall. Number one. Number two, come to the man. If you're a wife who does night shift, I mean, you don't spend that quality time with your husband in the house, and your husband goes to work and see this girl somewhere and goes like, oh, you look good today and I like what you're wearing. Meanwhile, you have forgotten the last time you told your husband he is looking good. When was the last time you looked at your wife and said, oh, baby, you look so attractive, you look so good? These are things we forget when we get glued to our work. These are things we forget when we choose our bill to be priority in our lives than the marriage that we cherish. When both of you become used to being apart emotionally and physically, it becomes very difficult to reconnect. That is what some of us don't know. When you are used to the fact that you sleep on that bed alone, whilst your wife is gone to work, or whilst your husband is gone to work, for so many years, you don't even know each other anymore. You know, there are times that you ask a husband that, what do your wife really like? He gets to tell you that, I don't know anymore because many, many years ago, she likes this. Same with a husband, with a wife. When you ask a woman that, what do you think your husband like? She would tell you, many years ago, my husband likes to wear a white shirt. But I think he's really changed with his colors because I see he wears colorful dress. You know why? Because these are two people who had gone apart emotionally and physically. And when it's like that, to reconnect, for them to even come back together is very difficult. And this is where this is where they start driving to the road of divorce. Now, what people don't understand is at the end of the day, they try to blame people for their own problems. People go like, oh, my husband is cheating on me. I caught him cheating on me. Or my wife is seeing somebody else secretly. I can't believe I checked my wife's phone and I find this. The question you ask yourself is, how did it get to that stage that your wife is hiding something on the phone? When was the last time you held your wife's hand or your husband's hand? When was the last time you said those compliments, those beautiful things that, baby, you look beautiful? Have you taken your wife or your husband out lately? Apart from those pretense gathering, you know what I mean? Pretense gathering, in the sense that you are couples that you don't take yourself to dinner, you don't take yourself to movies, you don't take yourself to swimming pool, you don't go out together, you don't take personal vacation. I am not saying include the children, I mean personal vacation. Now, this is a couple who doesn't do all this. Now, they are invited to a function like a wedding, and now look at them. They are looking so happy together and playful together, only because they want to show to the world that everything is fine. But between the two of them, they are apart. Have you questioned yourself that, what am I doing wrong that my husband is not looking at me, seeing me very attractive anymore? What is the reason why my wife would hide things on the phone? Wow. How long has it been that my wife slept in the house? Oh, she's a nurse. For that reason, she does night shift. How many night shifts does she do in a week? And how many years has this night shift been going on? These are some of the reasons why marriage falls. I'm going to say this, and I'll be very blunt with this, okay? Please, to all of you who are having this problem, I'm going to say this. These are some of the little tips that I have to give to you today. Things you can do. Look, once in a while, when you see your partners, rub them on the shoulder, pat their back, let them know you got them. Call them while they're at work. Ask them, baby, are you okay? How's work going today? When they come back, set a table, do something, make a surprise for them. Have sex at the right time. Good one. Please, I always talk about sex in marriage because I know it's very important. People don't understand. Have sex, make love, do crazy stuff, things you used to do when you were dating, things you used to do when you met yourself and you find yourself at the first time. Say those sweet words, send text messages, have time for each other. It is very important. We have so many divorces these days, but little things are things that causes the divorce. But people tend to lay fingers on the wrong people. That, oh, this is the reason why my marriage is broken apart. This is the lady that's making my marriage broke apart. This is the guy that is chasing my wife. That is not true. Please, try and understand the generation, the reason why you're having problem in your marriage. Try solving it before it escalates. We always wait for things to escalate before we start looking for solution to it. Then at the end of the day, we say, oh, this is the reason why. No, don't give excuses for your own fault. Don't give excuses for things you can work on. Please, the fact that you work, it's good to pay the bills, but your marriage really matters. Don't choose your bills over your marriage and blame somebody. I understand that your marriage is important. I understand the fact that you have to pay the bills. I understand the fact that you have to put food on the table. But please, make sure your marriage comes first. Do not blame other people for your own fault. Do not blame other people for things you close your eyes over. It's not right. Try to make your marriage work. Don't let it escalate. That's what I would tell you. This is Madam Amor, aka Madam No Nonsense, aka Madam God, aka Madam For Real. Thank you for joining me on May Amor Talk Show today. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's May Amor Talk Show on YouTube, May Amor Talk Show on Instagram, and May Amor Talk Show on Facebook. Thank you so much. I love you all. I love you, my viewers. Bye for now.